Good morning and welcome to the Sports Issue. This morning we're going to talk about endurance sports, and we begin with the 900-kilometer Joberg2c mountain bike race that I recently took part in from Heidelberg in Gauteng to Scotsburg in KZN. And along the way I met some incredible people, all riding for different causes, and among them were Pro Cyclist Phil Sebona, Heywood of Section 27, who was raising money during the race, and former Springbok Breyton Paulse. And here is what they had to say about their experience of the race. Now, joining me in studio is one of the race organizers, one of three race organizers, Craig Wapnick. Craig, welcome to ENCA, and thank you for joining us this morning.
Thanks, OG. Nice to be here.
Yeah. First of all, tell us what Joberg2c is about. I mean, for people that don't know what this incredible race is all about.
I think Joberg2c started out as a kind of extension of another big stage race called Sani2c in the early days. And it's basically a 900-kilometer off-road mountain bike ride, as you said, from the south of Joburg all the way to Scotsburg. It's now evolved into, I would say, the ultimate off-road show of South Africa and what this country is about. And I think mountain bikers from all over the world now come to ride this event to actually experience South Africa.
Yeah, and it was incredible because, I mean, along the route you meet like a lot of people, and a lot of them international cyclists. What is it that grabs them to year after year keep coming back to ride this race?
I think it's kind of the fact that they can see so much of our country, of another country. They go, a lot of these guys are fanatics. They go and ride all over the world. They go and do other events, and I think Joberg2c is now kind of on the radar. It's one of the big ones for them to come and do, where they know they can just switch off from normal life and just come and ride without having to think about anything, and everything is taken care of from start to finish. So yeah, I think we've got some very positive feedback this year from people who say this is kind of what they were wishing for, just to escape life, come and ride across various provinces, see South Africa on a mountain bike.
Yeah, I can imagine for you guys as the organizers that the logistics of organizing this race are difficult. I mean, we stay in 9 different villages, and for you to put that all together, along with all the water points along the route, must be a bit of a nightmare.
You know, the funny thing is we're like a central coordinating, inspiring kind of situation where we work with amazing villages, and you experience them yourself. Those villages actually get paid on our community-inspired model to raise money for their communities to do a lot of the stuff. So as long as we keep them motivated, they do an enormous amount of the work that we would probably have to otherwise do ourselves. And it's that spirit of community and us working with them that is what this event is about. So without them, and without the farmers and all the people that we go through and all their lands, we wouldn't really have an event.
And it's not only just about the riding, of course. They then get to raise money for different, causes, for different schools and everything like that as well. Yeah,
so OG, how it works is we will pay a school to host our race village. Instead of paying like outside caterers, we'll pay the school, and that school can then raise money. And a lot of these schools are in desperate need of funds. They're Model C schools who they rely on our event now as their biggest fundraiser of the year to ensure that they can pay teachers, buy school buses, all sorts of things. So yeah, that model works really well.
And the one thing, I think one of the schools, I was impressed by them saying that the money they actually get to make from Joberg2c is triple the amount of money that they actually get from government funding.
Yeah, I think, look, it's not something we want to gloat about. We want to try and change that. You know, we prefer to change the, we prefer to change that model, and we wish that the government were providing them with funding. So it's not that we want to gloat on that fact. What we want to do is we want to actually say this is an amazing opportunity to help these kind of communities who are getting neglected at the moment, and also then inspire change in South Africa, so that we do so it's not just about, we mustn't succeed just because the government's not doing their job. We must succeed with the government and actually upraising and uplifting people with education and everything.
Fantastic. Earlier on, I did say, I met some incredible people on the route and in the race. And let's actually take a look at what the likes of Breyton Paulse had to say about the way they enjoyed the Joberg2c this year.
It's one of the nicest ones that I've enjoying it. I mean, it's quite more family vibe, and it's quite the best one. Things are a bit hectic. It's always like racing against my teammate, and always we have to look after each other every time, and now and then. So things are going quite very well. I mean, yesterday managed to win the stage. It was one of the great performances that I had.
Mark, you riding for a good cause.
Yes, thank you.
Please tell us a little bit about that.
I'm riding for Michael Kamapi, the little boy who fell and drowned in a toilet in Limpopo. I'm riding to raise money for quality basic education for kids in our schools across the country, so that kids don't have to go to schools with bad toilets where they can drown and they can get sick. I'm riding for Section 27. I'm riding for me because this is fun. It's a way of seeing our country, which is beautiful, and meeting good people and killing yourself.
I'm sure there are much easier ways to raise money.
Probably, but you hope that something like this will capture people's imagination a little bit and make them think about digging into their pockets. So if somebody's watching this, give us money to Section 27. We don't waste the money. We use it for human rights, for quality education, quality healthcare services. Please, and come and join us with you and me and all of us on this ride.
Fantastic.
All right.
Thank you.
Thanks, man.
Breyton, how did you find Joberg2c?
Man, it's been an experience out of this world. Really seeing the beauty of our country, seeing all the farmers getting involved, the communities. That was really special for me, and also seeing the international guest, enjoying the vibe and the geest and the spirit of the old mutual Joberg2c. So I'm really grateful for the opportunity. I did the 3 days, and at times it was really, really tough, but I think the vibe and the togetherness and the unity on the routes make it special. There's so much to be thankful for, and this race has really, really been living up to the expectations, because obviously you heard about things, and you got to come experience it yourself. So for any mountain biker out there or cycle enthusiast, you got to come and enjoy the Joberg2c. It is a must. It is got to be part of your bucket list. Yeah.
Fantastic. I mean, you see guys like Breyton Paulse. I see a lot of Springbok guys that have played rugby at elite and peak levels, now moving to mountain biking as their, sport of choice post their playing days. And for you to have guys like Breyton to come and ride your race must be absolutely fantastic.
It's a fantastic. You see, it's not just about ex-sportsman. It's about the person. So he is an ex-sportsman, yes, and he's done really well, but it's the kind of person he is now and what he stands for and the character that he brings to our event, and those are the type of people we want. We don't want VIPs. All our riders are VIPs. We want special people that are doing great things, and Breyton's one of them, and that's more important for us than just big names.
Mark Heywood as well. I mean, what he's doing is absolutely incredible.
We've coined this phrase, worldly champions, and like Mark Heywood is a worldly champion. What he's doing is we'll have Mark in our event any day because of the type of thing that he's doing for society and what he stands for. And you can't escape it. Joberg2c is this kind of like little bubble that you can see through that's going through South Africa. It's a bubble of euphoria, but you don't want to hide from some of the issues. And having guys like Mark, and we connect, that we're not just living in this like kind of bubble, that we actually see stuff and we actually work with people like Mark to do great things.
Next year is your 10th year, Wapo. I'm sure you've got some big plans, and what are we going to go through next year when we take part in the 10th Joberg2c?
I think I don't want to say too much about it, but I think we need a 10th stage because it's the 10th year, and that will be kind of like an optional 10 stage in Josie. I think we're going to work with the Josie Trails, the new guys that are doing all the trails in Joburg, around the Spruit and wherever, to put on a kind of optional stage. So it's not like for everybody that knows Joburg well, it's for our foreigners and out-of-towners maybe that just connects Joburg to a bit more, because we are Joberg2c, but we want to bring more of the Joburg in.
All right, fantastic. Wapo, once again, thank you for joining us this morning, and we're definitely looking forward to the 10th edition of the Joberg2c.